To Fox 40 News at 11, I'm Sincere Tonsel. Well, he started his elected life on the dais on I Street in Sacramento, and that's where he's told voters he wants to return. State Assemblyman Kevin McCarthy, not to be confused with Speaker of the U.S. House Kevin McCarthy, making a bid to be the next mayor of California's capital city. He is here with me live now in studio to talk about his run and his vision for Sacramento's future. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Good. Good. Now, you've done the whole city council thing before, and now you want to head into chambers again as mayor. From when you were on the council before to now, do you see the body as being more effective, less effective in its operations? You know, council members have been knocked for being dismissive to the public and how they present during council meetings. And at least one of the candidates that you're up against in this race, you know, kind of wants to change procedures, change times of things so that it's more responsive for families who want to engage with city government.
Well, you know, all levels of government need to be responsive to the public. You have ups and downs. We had at time in city council where, you know, didn't always agree on certain things, but we got things done. And so that's what I think the public demands, is a city government that's responsive to the issues, no passing the buck to others. But we're a city. We also have to work with the county, the state level, the federal government. And that's one of the things I think I bring to the table, is seeing what it takes to be effective and be a problem solver and deliver results for Sacramento. As far as the city council meetings, they have gotten a little bit more crazy since my time on the city council.
You think?
And I think it's very disrespectful and bad for democracy. So one thing that I would do if I was mayor is bring a little bit structure back to city council meetings. You can't get up there and scream and profanity and so forth. And, you know, if you do that, you can't participate in our government meetings. I think that's bad for everybody that wants to have a voice in City Hall.
All righty. Now, when you visited the Fox 40 studios about 4 months ago, you shared that your parents met in South Sac along Fruit Ridge. Our station sits on Fruit Ridge. It is a challenged corridor of this city. The nearby Stockton Boulevard Partnership is working to revitalize businesses here. There's a meeting that's even happening today over at the Colonial Theater that's about making it a pedestrian safe area. It's an area that's right now challenged by prostitution, human trafficking, homelessness. What, as mayor, would you want to see in terms of change day one to help districts like this turn around?
Well, let me go back first, what you said about my family. So I'm a lifelong Sacramento. I love Sacramento. My mom came here as a teenager, as an immigrant, and lived right around the corner here from the studios. And 10 years later, you know, she was a single mom with 4 kids, and Sacramento and government helped her and gave us a hand up, and after school programs, childcare, education opportunities. So I'm a firm believer that government can help neighborhoods and improve our quality of life. Stockton Boulevard is Exhibit A of you know, things that I want to work on. One, we need to bring more jobs in this area. So I'm very optimistic about this new UC Davis Aggie Square project there, which I fought to get money in the state budget to launch that 5 years ago. You know, Sacramento is a government town. We need more private sector and medical and tech jobs, so that I think can bring more economic development and life into there. You know, if you look at Stockton Boulevard, you know, down in Little Saigon area, it's bustling. You know, by the Med Center, it's bustling. Right in the middle, not so much. So we need to make the streets safer, as you said, for people who are, you know, riding their bikes. You always see those white bikes there. It shows where somebody literally died, got hit by a car. Because, you know, some parts of town, like South Sac out here, you know, people ride bikes because they don't have a car. And public transit doesn't always work. So we need to improve connectivity between neighborhoods. And, you know, those are real quality of life issues. There's too many homeless camps down there. I'm sure we're going to get to that a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go ahead and talk about homelessness right now. That's one of the issues affecting Fruit Ridge, Stockton Boulevard, the entire city. You might be taking over a city that is still a defendant in a lawsuit that's being pursued by the Sacramento County District Attorney over the handling of encampments and the issuing of citations. Measure O was supposed to bring this unprecedented change in level of cooperation between the city and the county. But Sacramento seems to be the heavy in all of this and taking all of the blame when it was supposed to be 50% of this solution. So was Measure O the right thing for the city and county right now? And how do you move forward with it since, like I said, we're already a defendant?
Yeah, well, I voted for Measure O and supported it because I like the notion that, one, we can't have urban camping in our streets, in our communities. At parks, you know, my kids walk home from school and they had to walk around, tents and encampments getting home from school the past couple years. And that can't be normal in a city like Sacramento. So I think we need to have structure that you can't have urban camping. But the flip side, we need to tell people where they can go. And I've been working on this as a state lawmaker as well. I just got $25 million for the county to do a location off of the Parkway. It's way too slow. The county's been sitting on this money for over a year.
I was going to say, there's new reporting out today. I was going to ask you about that money has not yet been spent. We're in the middle of this crisis. People literally crying out at city council meetings, board of supervisors meetings. How is it that much money hasn't been used yet?
I don't get it. Government's acting way too slow. That's one of the reasons I want to go to City Hall and tackle this right away. There's not the sense of urgency in this. Too often we let the perfect be the enemy of the good. For example, in Sacramento, there are roughly 5,000 homeless individuals. We try to find a perfect solution for, a couple hundred with permanent supportive housing and indoors. We need to focus on triage today, finding places people can legally park their cars, finding places people can legally camp with their tents so they can have trash and water and bathroom facilities. So I think the other part of Measure O, which I supported, and now the city manager is pushing forward, is opening up sites throughout the city. I think there's been too much political fighting and neighbors don't want this, but you can't complain and not want some solutions.
Okay.
So what I would do is push the city heavily to open up sites now. And there has been a sea change. Our governor is asking the Supreme Court to take a look at this Ninth Circuit decision as far as where people can camp and where they can and what cities can do to push people off of these areas. And so I think the public has had enough. I've certainly had enough, and I'm ready to bring my tools and all our resources and attention to tackle the problems to impact the quality of life in Sacramento.
Alrighty, just quickly before we let you go, because we're almost out of time. In a word, what distinguishes you from the other people who've been on city council that are running in this race? There are 2 doctors in this race. There are other people that have, served at the state level, been elected. So what's the one thing that distinguishes you? Well, one word I would say is proven. I've been a proven difference maker, bringing resources as a city commissioner, as a city council member, as a state lawmaker, bringing things like, new housing to downtown, turning converted old office buildings into housing for the workforce. And so, we need somebody who knows how to get things done. It's not a time to just try things out. I think we need somebody who can deliver for Sacramento. And I'm ready to do just that. And hopefully the voters will check my name. Thank you so much for coming in today to share your vision. We appreciate you. Thank you.